Elden Ring Nightreign is a game I know I'll be playing for a long time. Hell, I might even end up having more hours on it than the base game of Elden Ring. It is highly addictive. I literally cannot stop playing it, which is probably why this video will be coming out later than it really should be. I think that's enough editing for today. I absolutely love this game, but it's definitely not perfect. I mean, it's a lower budget experimental game, so there's gonna be some flaws, and yeah, it's definitely the weakest Soul-esque From Software game, but what the hell was anyone expecting, really? Honestly, I'm glad they're pushing the B team at From Software to be more experimental, giving them existing assets to play around with, rather than pushing them to make a new entry in the franchise. Oh look, Dark Souls 2 is on the screen. Speaking of Dark Souls 2, the only good thing in that game is the firearm armor. And that's in Elden Ring Nightreign. So maybe this is actually better than Dark Souls 2. I should probably make sure my door is locked tonight. Nightreign is probably one of From Software's most experimental games ever. Well, at least when it comes to the Soulsborne Elden Ring side of things. I'm still yet to play games like Armored Core 6 and The Adventures of Cookie and Cream for the PS2. I heard that one's a real ball twister when it comes to the difficulty. Now, one thing this experimental take on the formula has taught me is the fact that I'm not actually that great at Elden Ring. See, you can't play this the same way you play through Elden Ring. You can't just go into boss fights with your Mimic tier and busted ass bleed builds spamming the same moves over and over again, melting everything in your path. No, instead, you are given the tools that the game wants to give you, and you have to fucking deal with it. Along with an impending time limit that's constantly ticking down, which goes down much quicker than you think, to the point where it feels like 5 seconds have passed and you find yourself fighting the Night Lord, severely underleveled and underpowered, and you get your arse handed to you. Overall, I think Nightreign is great, and if I were to give it a rating now, I'd probably give it a good 8.5 out of 10 with the Proxidist seal of approval, the highest honor a game can get. But what surprises me is the fact that being positive about this seems to be the unpopular opinion, because people aren't too keen on Nightreign, at least yet. See, what I think is going on here is a thing I like to call the From Software cycle. And what that is whenever they release a new game, there's always something unique about it, something that you have to adapt to, otherwise you get your ass handed to you.
This is a fucking joke!
It's like a learning curve. But a lot of previous players don't notice this, and they don't like this curve. They go into the new game expecting to steamroll everything in their path with the knowledge they've learnt from previous games, only to, well, get their asses handed to them. Obviously, a lot of them refuse to adapt, blaming the game and leaving a good old negative review, only to come back a few months later, or maybe a year later, with more of an open mind, adapting to the game and its mechanics, and then giving it a positive review, and that's when it starts going up. It happened with Sekiro, it happened with Elden Ring, it happened with the Elden Ring DLC, and it's happening right now with Nightreign, so don't let the negative reception put you off if you are interested in buying it. Because believe me, there is a lot here to love. And hell, if you're watching this video right now and you're like on the edge of buying it, then I could give you even more of a reason to do so. Because you can get 10% off the game right now. And that's all thanks to Green Man Gaming, who are sponsoring this video. To be honest, even if they didn't, I would have gotten it from their website because it's probably the best place to buy PC keys for games. Hell, I would even say most of the 1,000 games I own on Steam are from this site. There's just constant amazing discounts, and yeah, that includes brand new and upcoming AAA games. And just like I said a second ago, Elden Ring Nightreign is no different. If you click my link below, you can get the game for 10% off, which is even more worth it considering it's already a much lower price compared to most new releases. All purchases also support me and the channel, so yeah, check out Green Man Gaming when you get the chance. So, if you don't already know, Nightreign is a roguelite, which seems to be a genre not many people are familiar with, hence the negative reviews and complaints about having to restart when you die, which is like the whole point of the genre. I don't get this complaint. The game is basically randomized runs. What happens is you and 2 others are put into a weird, randomly generated version of Limgrave, and you're basically set free to search and look for randomized gears and upgrades to help you take on the end-all be-all boss of the run, the Night Lord, which, when defeated, ends the run, progresses elements of the story, and gives you a you did it sticker that gives you like +1 strength or some shit. Now, there's a big chance you may not even make it to the Night Lord because Elden Ring Nightreign is pretty fucking hard.
Oh, fuck.
There can be a million randomized factors that could fuck you up and ruin your day. Like environmental hazards, like a frenzied flame tower appearing, or this giant crater that just randomly occurred. I got to the bottom of it once and I got a cool reward for doing so, but it wasn't easy. Oh, and you can even be fucking invaded by Margit himself. You guys remember Margit? He literally jumps in just to kill 1 person and fuck off. Oh, and also you can get raided by this weird bubble creature, which is way less threatening than Margit, but still kind of annoying. Like, he comes in at the worst moments possible. Oh, and during all of this, there's the impending Battle Royale circle, which can close rapidly at any point towards an unknown area of the map, which can create insanely tense moments where you need to bail mid-boss fight or mid-dungeon, with you failing to do so resulting in you dying and losing a level.
No.
In fact, any death within the world will just result in you losing a level, which can be quite detrimental because every single stat will be lowered, making you weaker and easier to kill. Due to the fast nature of the game, and if you're smart about it, you can easily quickly make back the run after dying. It's not the end-all be-all. In fact, there's been multiple runs where I've died a few times, and I've still made it to the Night Lord at the end. What is the end-all be-all though is everyone dying during a night boss, which will fully just end the run there and then. Yeah, once the circle fully closes on a spot, you have to fight a boss within that radius to progress to the next day. And these bosses can literally be anything, ranging from shit like the Draconic Tree Sentinel to the Gaping Wait a fucking second. Yeah, Dark Souls bosses make a grand return in Nightreign, and it is just pure fan service. I love it. There are 2 from each Dark Souls game. The returning original game bosses are Gaping Dragon and Centipede Demon, with that one being the weirdest choice, but I'm not gonna lie, I kind of always liked the design of the Centipede Demon, and it's nice being able to fight him in an actual viable arena that isn't 90% fucking lava. The returning Dark Souls 2 bosses are Duke's Dear Freya, the giant spider which is just as miserable to fight as it is in Dark Souls 2, and of course, the volcanic anus face himself, the Smelter Demon. What I love is mid-fight he can even become the infamous blue Smelter Demon. Like, they knew exactly what they were doing, choosing this twat. The Dark Souls 3 bosses returning are the Dancer of Boreal Valley and the Nameless King. I haven't encountered them yet, so yeah, I don't really have much to say on that one. A majority of the other bosses are just Elden Ring ones that you would usually find out in the world, and a little tip, if the night boss you get is either the Ancient Dragon or fucking Wormface, just give up at that point. To be fair, it really does come down to who you and your teammates are playing as. See, Nightreign has multiple different characters you can choose from, ranging from your generic night guy called Wilder, who comes equipped with a sick-ass grapple hook and an explosive wrist crossbow thing, and then there's the others. Listen, I'm a basic guy, and I've spent my entire 16 hours just playing as Wilder. None of the others have really appealed to me so far, but that's just down to how I like to play these games. I mean, I've given a few of them a fair shot and they are still fun to play, but yeah, Wilder is my go-to. What I like is each one is unique and viable in their own way, with different scalings matching certain weapons and loot found around the world, as well as each one having their own unique abilities. They're all completely distinct from each other. There's like no overlap at all, and it really seems like there's one for almost every playstyle, with even more coming in the future. I genuinely don't know what they can do for future characters. It really does feel like they've done everything here. Okay, so I'm recording this a few days after writing my script, and I have now finished the game, so I kind of want to go into a few of my thoughts about it in an unscripted, rambly way, if that makes sense. I'm not really used to doing these types of things. So I would definitely say my score still stands. It's still definitely an 8.5 out of 10. There are definitely flaws. The lack of a voice chat system is definitely a flaw. When you play with randoms, you know, sometimes I just want to scream at someone because they're just wandering off somewhere to some like stupid camp that you don't need to go to on like night 2. Also, the lack of crossplay, that just seems like a really baffling decision. To be fair, From Software, as much as I love their games, they do make some really weird decisions sometimes when it comes to like the overall design of some things, and the lack of crossplay for a cooperative game is incredibly strange. I don't get why they didn't add that on launch, really, and I hope they add that in the future. I want to keep this spoiler free, so I'm not going to be showing any footage of like any of the Night Lord bosses past like, I don't know, the weird bug one or the water one. But after the water one, the quality of the Night Lords go up so much. It's actually kind of insane how good some of these fights are. Like, they are some of the best fights in the From Software series, I'm not gonna lie. Some aren't great. It's like, I'd say maybe like 2 out of the 8 are like some of the best, but like they are incredibly good. Oh, and the final boss, man. The final boss is it's just amazing. Like, I'm not going to show footage, you need to experience it for yourself, but the amount of effort they put into this final boss for a spin-off side game, it is one of the best final bosses in From Software history. It's not the best, it's one of the best. It's gonna be remembered fondly. I'm calling it now. It was so good. So yeah, I love Nightreign so far, and I'm super eager to wrap things up on this video and hop back into it for another run. Just to be killed by the overgrown bug Night Lord. I hate that I'm struggling on this thing. It's actually kind of embarrassing. What's fun though is you can struggle too, because I'm giving away an extra copy of Elden Ring Nightreign for PC thanks to Green Man Gaming. To enter the giveaway, I want you to leave a like and comment what your favorite From Software game is and why. I'll be announcing a winner on June 28th, so stay tuned for that. Oh, and of course, if you just want to play it right now, don't forget you can get it for 10% off at Green Man Gaming with the link below. Hopefully I'll be seeing some of you in the game.